prefer to do this at the campground, but it just wasn't going to happen. Way too noisy. Paris Landing State Parks, where we went this weekend. What an amazing state park. Didn't know what to expect. Pulled up, got everything checked in, got to our campsite, and definitely was a last minute reservation. So we got one of the worst sites in the park. Now, I haven't said that. I rode through the park and you'll see it. I was not impressed, to say the least. The campsite, when I saw it, I thought, oh my God, we just stumbled upon Tennessee's worst state park. I was truly mortified that we were in trouble. But anyway, we got set up on this super narrow, long site with sheer drop-offs on both sides. I ended up having to park at one end of it so that we would have a place to sit behind the camper. Wasn't bad. However, 79 runs right next to the campsite. So 79's here, 119's here. That's where the campground is, right next to the road. I felt like I was at a KOA. Wasn't impressed. However, again, we decided, all right, let's get on the bikes. Let's go over and look at the lodge and see what everything. So we were over to the lodge. Lodge is phenomenal, just absolutely spectacular. Rode through their day use area. Wow, it was really nice. Down to the beach. The beach is different. You know, most lakes still have sand beaches. This beach has grass up to concrete, and then concrete steps down into the water. My wife talked about it, and she's like, this day use area, what they should do is take the campground and move it to where the day use area is. Now, 4th of July, that place was crowded, but I'll be willing to bet there's not another weekend anywhere near that many people in that area. I'll bet you it's not even 10% of that thing is used most of the time. So turn that into the campground. You talk about something really nice. That would be really impressive, but it is what it is. Anyway, there's tons of things to do here. The campground itself, I'm going to give it an all-out failure. Rode through, went in order, small campground with primitive. I think there were 63 sites. I think there was only 45 developed sites. So you can be the judge. Like I said, you walk through. Some of the sites up top weren't bad, but man, the sites down below were bad. Definitely not set up well. And it's an old park. You can look at the electrical and tell it's been old. It's been there for quite a while, so it needs upgrading. I think with all the work they've done to the lodge, just put a new lodge in and all that, I think the campground hopefully will be up. There's some really cool places. Go into Paris, did find one nice brewery, really cool place. I'd love to go back there, especially if it's a busy time. We went early at lunch, and they already had somebody playing live music. We're on a lake, so and Kentucky Lake's a good sized lake. You'll see when you get on those bigger lakes like this, they'll have bars on the water and restaurants, things like that are pull up, have boat parking, so people go to them by boat. We went to one called Fat Daddy's Tiki Bar. We drove to it, and a 2-mile drive through the middle of absolute nowhere. Again, we're in LBL, so absolute nowhere, single lane road, thinking, what in the hell are we getting into? Finally get there. And when we get there, there's a campsite or a campground there. There's this great big bar. Every chair is full. There's all kinds of people there. It just blew my mind. I mean, literally, we were in the middle of nowhere. And I'm talking one bridge. My wife thought I was going to have to fold the mirrors up on the truck to get through. Everything fit, but man, I can imagine trying to pull a big camper through and get to their campground. You'll see it in the video. See, where else do we go? Fort Donelson's down there, Civil War fort. Again, cool to see that history. I don't care what side you wanted to be, whatever side you want to be on. I don't care. It's still history. History's history. And if you don't know the truth about it, you're going to repeat it, unfortunately. So again, cool thing to check out. Put a little of that in there. Had a really cool bar there at the lodge. The best thing is go ahead and get through this. Let's do a trip through this little campground. This is a pretty quick one, so don't blink, you'll miss it. But I did get down and at least get a shot of the primitive area too for you guys. And then we'll check out the lodge, Fort Donelson, a couple of bars in the area. Hope to see you then. Alright, so riding in, you look to the left over here, you'll notice that dumpster. That is a 1 lane with the dump station when you leave the park. Be careful if you don't need to dump, don't go that way. On the other side was the camp store, camp office, super friendly staff. Definitely want to stop by there and maybe get you a drink or an ice cream or something. If you come up, if you're looking at the map, it's going to show a really hard left and then a right. It's not at all. It's actually just a kind of slight left And if you'll look, that red truck is where site number 2 is, and then site number 1 is actually there. 2, 3, 4. I'm in 5 right there in the gray Ram. There's 6, 7 is where that Toyota, that black Toyota is at. We'll move on up the hill, and we go up through to 17, and then it kind of gets weird. So let's see, there's 15 on the right, 17 on the left, and then right there up in the, that's 18. And then 19, 20, 21, go up to 22, 23 straight across. We'll curve here. 24, now we'll be on the left, and then we'll start counting up again. They've got 6 camping cabins up here, a couple bathhouses. I think the bathhouses, they say, have been completely redone. Look really nice, so don't know. Don't use them. Very seldom ever go in one. Again, anybody ever wants that information, just ask, and I'll try to start going in them. Going down the hill here again. These sites, this is a little nicer area than down by the about 79, but still is leaving a bit to be desired on this side in this campground. So let's see, I'm going to come down, and this is going to end up at site 41 right there on the left. And then I'm going to take this cut through right here. And we'll go back past where we came in at, and that's where site 42 will pick up. So there's the entrance, the road that we came in on right there. Now there's the gray Ram, that's 42. I think there's 2 on that one right now. And this goes on up to 45. So you got 42, 43, 44, and then 45. 44, I'm thinking, may not be a site you could even put a camper on. It may be a tent site only. Now, while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and take a quick drive down to the primitive sites. If you look right here, this is the overpass. So if you're going to go into the state park from the campground, you definitely want to go that direction rather than going out on 79 and trying to get around it. Alright, so we're going to start down the hill here. Again, we're going to go past the office, past the dump station, so give you another look at them. We're making the big loop. And this time, instead of turning left at the store, we're going to go straight past it on down into the primitive area. The primitive areas, I think, are 46 through 62. Yeah, through 62. So there's 62 sites here. Now, I'm not going to ride the whole loop. If you'll notice when I come down, there's actually kind of a little Y right there that goes down to a site, and then a group site, and then there's a loop straight ahead that I didn't take. And all the campsites are around that loop. So, hope it helped out. Guys, that's the campsites at Paris Landing State Park Campground. So let's go ahead and take a trip over the overpass here, go over to the actual park itself, check things out, look at the nature center, we'll look at the lodge, we'll look at the day use area, and hey, we might even swing by the beach. Let's roll.
But he hadn't bothered eating yet. Because he's like, I can't catch it, I don't want it.
Winking at you.
He's giving you the stink eye.
Ark the Lodge has a few decent looking beers on tap. If anybody wants proof Kentucky needs to step up their game, this is it. I mean, this is a lodge built in the last 40 years, which Kentucky, I don't know, has any. And it's a place someone might actually want to stay. Kind of wild. It's a grass beach with a concrete entry. Interesting. Through the trenches now. trip to Paris would be complete without seeing an Eiffel Tower. And no, I'm not talking about that kind, guys. I know my viewers. Hey, no, this is a really cool little park. 4th of July, so the pool over there, I think they've got room for about 3 people, and the water is going to fall out. When you get their workout, I love those awnings like that. I think I could build one of those. Some reserve parking for electric vehicles that no one's using because no one wants the fucking things. But here we go. Paris Station. You can hear the music in the background. This is lunchtime, man. They got live music going. The place has been phenomenal. Digging the hell out of it, though. Yeah, that's a pretty cool place if you're up here. Again, Paris Landing. Campground is struggles, but man, everything else seems to be so fucking good. I don't know, let's see what's next. Not a bad looking place. Not really my kind of a hangout, but if you're on the water, it'd probably be awesome. The drive in here, God, it was brutal. I guess we're going to find the next place. Maybe go home or go back to camp. Make us a couple burgers. Maybe I'll let you see how I do that. Yeah, so there's a campground here. Couldn't imagine driving to this campground from here, but it is what it is. Anybody coming? Nope. Pretty cool Le Mans there. Hope you found this useful. Leave me a comment below. Hit that notification bell. Hit subscribe. Hit that like. Give me a don't like. I don't care. Any kind of feedback's great. Tell me what you want to see next. Tell me where I should go. Did I just go to the worst campground in Tennessee? I want to know. Where's the best one? Because we've got our ideas what the best campground is. And it's not necessarily the place I want to camp. Because what's around it's just as important as the campground. Paris Landing, I would go back because of what's around it. The campground itself,